Like, how do you deal with trash talkers or like people that like say,
Do you have any?
yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yes.
People
Really?
that will just like kind of tear you down and say, oh, hanggang dun ka lang, you know what I mean? Or this is all you qualified for the Olympics and yan lang. Or like, how did you deal with that sort of
Yeah, I mean,
mindset?
there's always somebody who has something to say. Maybe it's my background, maybe it's, because I'm only half, there's so much that, people can say behind the screens, but, I don't really care what these people that I don't know, want to say about me. The people that are important to me, they know my heart, they know the interests that I have, and those are the opinions that I care about.
I was going to ask, what do you make of those people saying those things? Yung mga comments na half lang, you're only half.
Yeah. And,
Do you comment back sometimes?
oh
or?
no, I wouldn't give
you
those
don't?
people the time of day. No.
That's
Good for you.
That is good. You're,
I should draw more attention to it. No.
you're strong.
In the
That's
past,
great.
in the past episodes, I would always say, "Oh, you should see my block list."
Yeah, I'll block this.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's so irrelevant. It's so, I don't know the words to say, but it's just silly. Like I don't want to give, negative attention to other people who they don't have. It's not gaining anything from my behalf. And of course, like I said before, like, the people that love and care about me, like those are the opinions that matter, not anything else.
And you're here to inspire too. But speaking of inspiration, I know you've had several trips back in the Philippines before coming here for training, formal training for the SEA Games and the competitions. You're training with kids. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so majority of the girls that train at the Gymnastics Association of the Philippines, they're quite young. So going from maybe 11 or younger to about 16 is the age range. And my coach, of course, is in the States, but they've just been so helpful. I mean, the girls, they cheer me on, which is very, very supportive. And, the coaches will help me out here and there during practice too. And it really does take a village because, what we do, it's hard. It's hard work, especially to do it by yourself. And this is my first time kind of, without a team, but, they inspire me just watching them do gymnastics and, because I remember being their age and kind of going through the nitty gritty of the hard days. And so watching them, they really inspire me to keep going.
Have you had any interactions with them being like, "Oh, we saw you. We're so proud of you." Just tell us more about that too.
Yeah, they're so sweet and so thoughtful. We got together for a team lunch and they're so supportive and they're so, just filled with pride to watch, gymnastics at such a high stage and, seeing the Philippine flag hang in the building. And, they're so supportive. I can't thank them enough for it.
I'm sure they look up to you and you're an inspiration to them as well.
Thank you.
So speaking about training those kids, like how is your training now? So fast forward to you now, Aleah Finnegan, what is your day like? And what is your goal in the future now?
So now my training hours are a lot less than they were before. I only train 4 days a week now because I think that the age that I'm in, it's less is more these days. And so I train for maybe about 3 hours a day, 4 days a week. And I actually leave for my competition next week to the World Championships.
Whoa, already?
Yes, next week already.
So are you going to up those 4 days? Are you going to train 5-6 days? Or are you still going to keep it like that?
Yes,
4 days?
I like to keep a very, level routine. It doesn't matter, if I have something next week or not, just because I'm older now than I was before. So I think I know kind of what training for me looks like, and recovery as well is very important.
So how many competitions are you joining before the SEA Games? Just this one?
Yes, the World Championships next week in Indonesia.
And then back to the Philippines to train again?
Yes, correct.
Okay. What I find interesting is we were talking before this episode started, and you were like, "Oh, I'm quite old for gymnastics."
Yes.
22?
And you're 22. What's the plan though? I know that you told us you're flying out for Indonesia, you're going back and flying out again for the SEA Games this December, then flying back to the States, right?
Yes.
Right after that. What's the next thing for you?
So when I fly back to the States in January, I'm actually hosting competitions for some of the girls in the States at different, locations. I'm really excited for that because I, growing up, went to those competitions and now I'm on the other half of it now where I'm hosting them, which is really exciting.
So when you say you're hosting it, as in it's going to be Aleah Finnegan's event?
Invitational, yes.
Oh, that is great.
Yes.
How did that feel?
Yes, I'm really excited. You know, it's all in the work set up now. I actually hope to bring some out here in the Philippines too to host for some of these girls to be able to compete in as well. And it's, you know, it's all in a working process now.
Yeah, that's amazing because a lot of athletes also here, they would say they need that one person to show them that it's possible. And for you to be one of those people and to be bringing more gymnasts here, that's amazing for young kids.
Yes, yes.
Okay, long term though.
Long term, so I have a degree in business marketing. I'd like to go into that field for a little bit. Probably not next year, maybe the year after would be nice. And, you know, I want to try something that's non-gymnastics related for a little bit.
Okay, there we go.
I was going to ask if you're still going to dabble into it.
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, probably coaching some clinics here and there, but nothing, you know, in the coaching realm. I'd like to try something different. And of course, you know, if it works out, great. If not, then gymnastics is always an open door for me.
So how did you manage to get a business degree while being an Olympian and everything like that? How did you fit that in all in your schedule?
Time management. Something that I'm learning continuously.
Wow.
Yes. Because, you know, I went to college for these past 4 years, and then I would compete January to April for my collegiate season. And then in the summer, I would compete for the Philippines. And then in the fall again, go back to preseason, and then it starts all over again.
Wow. One vicious cycle.
Yes, yes.
But at the same time, a proud one.
Yes, very much so.
Oh, shucks. That is amazing. So coming towards, we'll focus more on now. So what is your long-term goal in being a gymnast now? Besides, I know you want to pursue business, but as a gymnast for the Philippine team, what is your next goal?
So, you know, I like to take it one day at a time, really just focus on the things that are right in front of me rather than kind of so far out in advance. So, you know, my focus right now is this competition next week. Just wanting to hit all of my skills. It'll be my first international competition since the Olympics, actually. And so I'm really excited to get back out there and just kind of, you know, be in competition form again. And then, of course, you know, my goal for SEA Games is the same. I just want to hit my routines to the best of my abilities and let the results fall where they may.
Hindi kailangang clutch ang panunood. Head on over to Clutch Talks on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts for the full episode. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe on Clutch Talk social na rin para hindi mahuli sa Usapang Clutch.